Good morning. Happy vacation day for me. I'm sitting here eating, so if y'all hear me smacking, I'm eating. I'm just being lazy today. Um, I'm gonna give y'all some time to get up in here. Get in here. Did you guys enjoy last night live? I did. It was I thoroughly enjoyed it. Hey Josh, how you doing? Yes, you are, as usual. Yes, you are, as usual. Thank you for supporting so much. Guys, we getting ready to clear the air. Somebody tag your friends, share it out, especially those that are always in the bushes. Guess what? We're getting ready to talk about it. We're getting ready to talk about it. We're getting ready to talk about it. Again, I'm eating, so if y'all hear me smacking, please forgive me. We can ready to talk about it. Let's clear the air. What they say? Talk about the elephant in the room. Mm-hmm. We getting ready to talk about these Nigerian scammers. Good morning, everyone. I hope that you all had a peaceful rest. Good morning. Now listen, I was on my social media. Was it yesterday? Sorry, y'all. I had dropped my phone. Sorry. I was on my social media yesterday, and it's a new arising beef going on TikTok between these two Nigerian individuals. They have a platform. What they do is both of them. I'm not really familiar with the one of them, but one I am. The one that I am familiar with, he gives foreign women abroad tips about identifying romance scam. He brings victims of romance scam on his show on TikTok, and they share their experience. He tells women different things to look for when you deal with Nigerian men or African men as red flags. And he just generally talks about romance scam. He shares things that men may say to you to get money that are indigenous to African. Like he'll tell you certain things that Nigerian will say, like, specific things that are red flags that Nigerians may say to get money. You know what I'm saying? And I'm familiar with his show because, he's very popular. But then he also will have like dating nights where people will come up on his panel and he'll try to match people. How you doing? High off content. Hey, nephew. How you doing? So he was dating a young lady, and I believe this lady was from abroad, but he didn't put it out here on social media that he was dating this person. But it didn't work out, and they broke up at the beginning of the year, right? Well, sometime earlier in the year. It's been a while. Happy holidays to you. And so she came out and said, he's a scammer. I said, money, I want my money back and all this stuff. Now, mind you, this guy, he's on the internet, on TikTok, very prevalent. Hey, April Showers, I send number love your way. He's very prevalent on that scene, warning women from abroad about romance scam. And he gives tips to let you know in certain verbiage they will use. Y'all know it's a book out there that these scammers have. They call the Paradise Boys, the Yahoo Boys, and it's another organization gang where they scam. They got a book of phrases and things to tell American women, and they actually learn that book. And so he tells women abroad about these things. He's like, he say all Nigerian men ain't scammers and stuff, which I know. Heck, I'm married to one, but I'm just saying he has a whole platform and women follow him. There's another TikTok creator that does the same thing, but not at a high level like this guy. So the guy broke up with his girl, and she got mad and went to the other guy, the other content creator, and just started dropping bombs. He's a scammer, this and that, this and that, this and that. He don't even got a toilet in his house. She came and visited him in Lagos, Nigeria, and she had to renovate his whole house, and she had to go stay in a hotel. I mean, just telling all type of personal stuff. And so somebody else dropped the bomb on the other YouTube, the other TikTok guy, and was talking about how he's a scammer and all this stuff, and how he, on his dating show, it's a whole play. Like, they pair you up on a dating show, but you really pairing these women up with Nigerian scammers, and they scamming all these women, and that they done met on your platform. So it's a big old thing going on TikTok right now. Actually, one of the content creators is live right now, and one panelist brought up a valid point, because the guy, he seemed calm and collective on his channel. He just letting people say what they want to say. And one guy said, one person brought up a valid point. They were saying, this man is asking you for money over and over again, constantly asking for money, and he ain't giving you money. Then 9 times out of 10, it's a romance scam. Or it could be a situation of they are in need. Let me backtrack, so I don't want to go too fast. So in Nigeria, you have to understand there are areas that look just like the United States. These people, these affluent Nigerians and Africans, are people who are connected to politicians. Their family got money. They're in government, or their royalty. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else over there is living in extreme poverty. They may have like a little market business or whatever. These people only make $3 a day. $30 is their monthly salary over there. You understand what I'm saying? These people the government do not care about these people. And so they resort to romance scamming because they literally are just trying to eat. Is it right? It is absolutely not right. You know what I'm saying? There are times when my husband, he'll work. He's an entrepreneur, so he's owned businesses. But there are times where he would go, if he's with his grandmother or whatever, he will go work on the farm. He will go work in locally to bring in stuff for whatever she needs. But it's not like they can just go to a McDonald's unless they living in Lagos. You know what I'm saying? But if you're living in the village, there is no modern businesses there, jobs and stuff. So these people don't got money, right? So they scam these people. But here's the deal. There's 2 people in this situation, a relationship. You have the responsibility to say, I'm not going to give this person money over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Now, 9 times out of 10, they probably talking to 50 other women just like you, and they got bread. They got bread. My husband tell me all the time about people who, some of his friends got 2 or 3 houses, Mercedes Benz, and all of this stuff. His friends wanted him to scam me. Some of his friends literally stopped talking to him because we got married. You understand what I'm saying? It's real out here. Women are getting taken for their money. But I say all of this to say this. When you sending money over there that you done sent it. And it's starting to be a routine, and you sending it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. When the situation come to the head and it's over again, the panelist was saying, how you going to ask for your money back? This man ain't put you in such a trance that you done forgot that you done sent $20-something over there, or $100-something over there. You mad because he don't want you no more because if he or he done moved on, or they got a term called cash out in the Yahoo Boys. Yahoo Boys, just Google them, honey. They got a whole organization here and abroad where they just scam. You mad because that affection is slowing down and he done moved on to somebody else, and now you done picked it up, you done detected it, and it comes to a head and you hurt. But if he kept love bombing you, you will continue to send that money over there. And I'm not saying what this man is doing or what this guy is doing is correct. You know what I'm saying? I'm eating too, so y'all forgive me. I'm not saying what this guy is doing is correct. Don't misinterpret what I'm saying. But you know, you ain't in love so tough that you don't know that you're sending this money. You know, and so when you find out what it is, now you want to get mad and holler, you want your money back. Now, with the situation with the two content creators on TikTok, hey, how you doing, matches? I said nothing but love your way because you deserve it. We're talking about romance scamming, and I'm kind of touching on different things, and I'm also covering this story that came across my screen, and I'm also eating, so forgive me. You understand what I'm saying? So, so the content creator that's more popular that talks against romance scamming, he's Nigerian. He gives all these tips to warn women what to look for. Now, he done got caught up in one of his exes done try to, went to another content creator who do the similar thing and just try to say, she sent all this money, she did all this stuff. They were in a relationship. Now, this dude from Nigeria, he said, listen, I was in a relationship with her. When you in a relationship with her, when you in a relationship with somebody, and I talked about you, Max, you need to go back and watch my show last night. It was good. We talked about gift giving in a relationship. When you in a relationship and you choose to give these gifts, that is of your own kindness. You understand, Sam? You giving these gifts. When the relationship over with, don't be talking about give me my stuff back, give me my stuff back, give me my stuff back. You understand what I'm saying? Unless it's a straight up manipulation, fraudulent, mortgage scam or something like that. So the guy began to talk. He was like, listen, we were in a relationship. And he said he made a conscious decision that he was ready to move on from her. He knew he wasn't going to marry her. You know what I'm saying? He knew he wasn't. He said he didn't want a green card. And he ended the relationship. He said, I'm in Nigeria. I'm not leaving. He made a conscious decision. I'm not leaving Nigeria. And he just literally ended the relationship. Now, she calling flag on the play. She calling foul. Oh, he took advantage of me. I did this. I did that. You did that on your own kindness. You did that because you wanted to do that because you were in love with this man. Not you trying to come out here and say, oh, he a fraud. My thing is this. My thing is this. With these romance scams, yeah, you got some people out here scamming people, saying they love them, they really don't, they want the spread. Yeah, they scamming. But the thing about it is, nobody put a gun to your head and make you send that money over there. You flew your tail down there, to my understanding, saw that this man's house was trifling. He didn't even have a tool in it. And most of them live in the bush. Let's just keep it real. I want to keep it real. Most of these Nigerians, they live in what you call the bush. Some of them live in modern apartments and all of this stuff. They live in the bush. And they don't have no plumbing. And they go use it in the bush. And they go and they got a little well and they go clean their stuff and they go all the time. That's how they live. But it's a normal thing. But when you try to embarrass this man talking about he ain't had no plumbing, he just had a bucket. It's a billion other apartments and places over there that are set up just like that. They literally have a wooden shed or a cement cutout. And then they got a space in the back when you go shower. It's millions of apartments built like that. That is how Africa and Nigeria is set up. And that it ain't nothing to be ashamed about because that's just how they live. Some apartments have plumbing. Some apartments don't because historically that's just how historically they was living in huts. They just now starting to get duplex cutouts that are more modern that look like Americans. But a lot of them, their plumbing What they do is they run a pipeline down into the ground, and it runs and taps into the Atlantic Ocean into a big water well that's posted up on a wooden frame. It ain't like they got pipes running through their house for plumbing. That's how. And this woman just got her house built from the ground up, very modern house. But she don't got traditional plumbing. Her pipe runs down into the ground, hits the Atlantic Ocean, and that's how they get their water to run through to their house. That is just how Nigerian is set up. But she tried to shame him, talking about he ain't have a toilet. You knew that when you met him. Right? Let's just get into it. The reason why a lot of people are so upset in the first place initially about these Nigerian romance scammer, and this has been way back, like decades, is because they were predominantly scamming Caucasian women. And society got wind of it, and they started getting at Nigerian scammers. If they were just predominantly scamming black people, we would hear a mumbling word because they don't care. I'm just keeping it real. You understand what I'm saying? You have to make a conscious decision on what you want to do with your money and with your life. And then when it don't work out, you talking about, oh, he scammed me. No, you scammed yourself. You scammed yourself. That's why I talked about gift giving. That is why I talked about gift giving. When you freshly in a new relationship, you don't pull out the elaborate gifts. Especially if you're entertaining a scammer. Because what you're doing is you putting your whole card out. You putting you showing them you got bread, and they gonna scam the mess out of you. You know what I'm saying? Nigerian men have a way of love bombing you to make you think that you can walk on water. You hear what I say? They have a way of making you think that you can do anything. It took a while for me to even trust my husband. I told y'all when I first met him, I blocked him. I'm like, oh no, you ain't getting me. You know what I'm saying? And then there were moments of transparency that we had to share on both sides. You understand what I'm saying? There was a moment of transparency where we had to share on both sides. And then once we cleared the air and decided, okay, this is what we want to do for real, then everything just started coming out. We started being honest with each other. This is this and that. I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna show you that. This and that. And even then, it still took me a long time to even trust. He knew it. He said, "You don't even." He said, "You still don't trust me." He's like, "You don't trust me," and I'm like, "Yes, I do." He's like, "No, you don't. You don't trust me." It took a while. You know what I'm saying? Because you can be telling me anything. You know what I'm saying? And you had your guard up. And so one day he just let me have it. He just got tired of it. And he let me have it. I'm eating, y'all. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I'm the type of person, I gotta know what's happening 10 steps down the line. And I'm gonna listen to you talk to me and tell me this stuff, but then I'm gonna also do my research. That's just me. And I feel like that should be everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I dig and I digged and I did, and sometimes it wasn't my fault. Stuff just fell in my lap. And he was like, "You try to." He's like, one time he started the voice note off because it was a long voice note. He said, "Why are you digging, trying to dig and see if I am who I am?" I wish I had the voice note so I can play it. I do got it, but I don't know how to upload it on my phone. I think I'm gonna play it. I'm probably gonna do a part 2 to this, and I'll play it. He's like, "You trying to dig, and see who I am." You know what I'm saying? You're searching this, you're searching my friends and all of this stuff. You trying to dig. He said, you trying to see if I'm seeing somebody else. He said, I am who I am. He said, you think I would be going through all of this for you for nothing? He let me have it. He said, I can get money. He said, I know how to get money if I have to. He said, I know about sugar mamas and stuff. He said, if I have to. He said, you think if I was scamming you that I would even let you see my real face? He said, you think if I was scamming you, I would send you videos and I would show up. He said, if I was scamming you, I wouldn't even show up at the airport. You talked about how they don't even, they once they cash out on you and get the money, they don't even you can go see them. They won't even come to the airport and pick you up. He said, I took you to see my mother. And that was a key thing when he said that. Because Nigerian men, you will never meet their real family. They will literally hire people to play their family. You will never meet their real family in the village if they're not serious about you. They have to bring you to their family. That's why we had to take that long drive for people who said, I got married on Zoom. You have to have a traditional blessing in marriage by the matriarch of the family in order to consider to be really married for real in Nigerian eyes. Legally, if you get a court marriage, yeah, y'all married. But the family ain't gonna accept you unless you do it the traditional way. Let's just be clear. So we went on and we got the blessing and all of that. Okay. And he just went on. He said, I could be, he was something, I could be like he can be like his friends and have Mercedes Benz and my husband has an affluent set of friends of that, that he has around him, like extremely affluent people, and he's like, he was like, lost my train of thought for a minute. Hold on. He was like, he said, you think I would even show up at the airport? He's like, I took you to see my mother. He said, I'm literally, I could be doing what my friends is doing. He said, but I'm not. He said, sometimes I have to struggle sometimes. He said, but I'm doing it for you because I want to be right. He's like, I'm in the church. You know what I'm saying? He's like, he just was going on and on and on and on of the things that he's doing, to be in this relationship. To say, hey, I don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? I could do it the easy way. I could be out here doing stuff fraudulent and stuff like that and getting money. You know what I'm saying? But he's not. And so I appreciated that. I appreciated that. And he's always being transparent and and all of that. But I'm gonna tell you this. You have some scammers out here that they will do the whole long haul. They'll get married. They will marry you. They will marry you. You can be married for years. They will marry you and they will come over here, get your green card. And the play is they got somebody else over here too that they're more attracted to. And once they get over here, they'll get a later or earlier flight and tell you they come that one sometime and they'll come out another time and have the other person come pick them up from the United States. And next thing you know, or they'll be with you for the 5 years it take, get their citizenship, and they will leave and say that they being abused by you. That's what happened to Angela from 90 Day Fiance. Let me tell y'all something about Michael. Y'all know Michael and Angela on 90 Day Fiance. He played this. He got the humble role played down to a T. He got all the sympathy from Americans. You know what I'm saying? Oh, because Angela is animated, and he was banking on people hating her because she was so animated and rude and stuff. That was just her characteristic. That's just who she was. But he most definitely scammed her. I got a screenshot on my phone. He had a Bag Up Facebook page, and I was investigating for her and don't know this lady, but I was digging for him and found the Bag Up page that he had, and in the comments he was joking, I scammed. And because 90 Day Fiance had reached out to me and Bryson because they wanted to cover our situation, but we couldn't wait on it. We went up, got married. They just said, well, y'all already married, we're not gonna document it. Because I had a relationship and an email with them, I sent them all of that stuff to 90 Day Fiance. I sent them all of that stuff that he had said. He scammed that woman. He scammed her and played the I'm being abused card. She done bought him a car over there in Nigeria. I remember when she showed up over there, and he was talking to, and get this, he was in the parent allegedly in the Paradise Group organization. And if anybody know the Paradise Group, it's a group of men on WhatsApp, and I then had to disband and come together, disband and come back together, disband and come back together. He was in the Paradise Group, and she saw the text in that group chat. They was like scrolling up pictures of all the white older women that they were scamming, saying she needed a husband. They was laughing. The Paradise Group, they pair you up with somebody or whatever. You reach out to them. If it take hold, if you're able to get in and get in a relationship, they tell you go ahead and get in a relationship. And then once you get over here, they done set them up an apartment, everything for them, allegedly. And once they get over here, they come and you just go out. You just go with them because they done already set up the play. It's called the Paradise Group. Or the Yahoos, they do the same thing. You ain't in the wrong business. You shut up. You ain't in the wrong business. I do my research. You know what I'm saying? If my husband he don't got no problem getting it. He can get any woman that he want to get in the United States immediately. He can get it and get money. He with me. And let me tell you something, honey. I know if he was scamming, honey, he would leave me because I don't got nothing. I ain't got nothing to be wetting nobody up. I don't got no bread. You hear me? That's why I say support the show. $CLAYLING. What's crack-a-lacking? Hey, how you doing, Squirt? Do you hear what I say? So yeah, he scammed her and then took off, and she was devastated. She couldn't find him for a couple of days. He talking about he just took off because he was being abused. That woman ain't abused you. You already had a play. Soon as he left, a couple of weeks after he left, he showed up in a fully furnished apartment car. Where you get that money from? From the show? They only gonna pay you $1,500 per episode. I know because they were looking at me and Bryson's to be on 90 Day Fiance. I know. Leave them overseas playing alone. I ain't leaving mine alone, Scorp. I'm sorry. You understand what I'm saying? So they most definitely are scamming. But the thing about this is, she cried foul. Now that to me, yeah, I say a scam. You done took off and left her. But these situations of these women that send all this money over here because y'all in love and you believe in all these tall tales and stories, you doing that under your own free will. You understand what I'm saying? To each his own. To each is her all on. Yep. And I said, if my husband running a long play, honey, I'm just gonna enjoy the ride because I know how to protect myself. No, but I'm just saying, the particular story that I'm covering, he was in a relationship. This content creator was in a relationship with this girl. And he decided to break up with her because he said he didn't see the relationship developing. He was not going to leave Nigeria. He didn't want to come over here. He didn't want her green card. And it was just over. And I feel like she just got hurt because I'm going to tell y'all, when these Nigerian men, when they love on you, baby, you going to feel like you invincible. And I think she got addicted to the love. Sometimes they meet their match. Yeah. You know, I think that she got addicted to all the affection he was showing her, and she felt you his match. You better believe it. Oh, look, hey, score. You better believe it. You hear me saying? But the thing about it is, one thing I can say, if it ever go left, he done gave me everything I could possibly need to persecute him. And I'm not saying that will ever happen, but I'm saying if he was scamming me, he got to be one of the dumbest scammers ever on the planet. And when I say I got everything, I got everything. because he shared that it was transparent with me so that I could feel more comfortable, so he can know that, hey, this ain't what I'm doing. Now, in the beginning of the relationship, there was some transparencies that me and him both had to share, and we did that. And moving forward, he showed me everything. I mean, so I got it all. You know what I'm saying? But it's neither here nor there, because I love mine. Okay. Um, but these women out here calling foul because you just sent over your whole life savings to these dudes. And what they call it is cashing out. So the Yahoo boys, once they know you can't really reach for nothing no more, you ain't got no bag to give them. Um, um, oh yeah, and once you realize that, once you figure out you ain't got no more money, or you have put yourself in so much debt that you can't get no money from him, and they gonna only stay with you for so long. You know what I'm saying? Unless they playing a long game. They call it cashing out. And once they cash out, they done with you and they move on. And they start slowly distancing themselves from you. You know? They start doing all this crazy stuff. There has been times where people have faked their death. But there's a story out there where this man, this lady, I don't know if she was German or Australia, but he had pretended to be kidnapped and had some of his friends reach out to her, saying that he was kidnapped and that she needed to send a certain amount of money to them in order for him to get released. And I don't think she like got a proof of life or anything like that. And she was actually talking to the dude she was talking to the dude on his panel, the one I'm talking about, the content creator I'm talking about now. And she was in tears. And this woman had to be about maybe 63, 64. She was in tears and she couldn't speak English. So he was reaching out like, hey, do anybody speak her language on my panel? And this lady came up and had interpreted, what she was saying. And she was crying, trying to get help, trying to see if they can help her find her husband, her boyfriend or whatever. And this dude was like, you could tell it was like younger than her. And it was a whole play. And they was trying to tell her, hey, it's a whole play he running. And she just couldn't believe it. These people, it's a guy right now on YouTube. He got this woman. This woman can barely move. Do you hear me? Can barely walk. And I'm not saying that people don't deserve love. They do deserve love. And my thing is, if you 60, 70 years old and you meet this younger Nigerian and he gives you life and make you happy, and you know what it is, because you ain't a dummy. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is. Listen, live life. And I know that sounds crazy, this in the mud, but these people know what's going on. You know, this woman look like she in a diaper, and I promise you, I ain't trying to be disrespectful, and I'm not. This woman and this guy is young. He's a tailor. He's so close for a living, so he got a job. But again, I go back to the beginning of the live. I tell you, these people making like $3 a day. You know what I'm saying? $20 is their weekly, is their salary. You know what I'm saying? But the money go far. You know. And she can barely walk, barely moving. He's sewing matching outfits for her, doing all these TikTok routines, and she pitching on his butt. You know what I'm saying? And can barely walk. Do you hear me? Can barely move or dance with him on these TikTok videos, and he just a cheese and mom got her picture all up on the wall in his house, and she probably done leveled him up to a better house. You know what I'm saying? And she enjoying her life. And the woman, I promise you, since the time I've been watching her up until today, she look younger. He bringing life to her. Is she black? This woman know what it is. She know what it is with this. She know what's going on. She living her best life. And if they break up, she ain't. I don't think she's gonna be one of the ones crying, because she know what it is. But anyway, let me go back to the Australian lady. Well, she's foreign. She's in Europe somewhere. So she was crying, and the man was trying to tell her, the Nigerian man, the content creator, he was trying to tell her, "Ma'am, you're getting scammed. I'm so sorry. They just want money from you." This boy was cashing out. He was doing his last finale to get the most money he can get out of her before he cashed out. Do you hear me? And then you have to watch out with these scams and stuff like that. They will tell you that stuff costs $10,000 when it probably only costs $300. You know what I'm saying? When I was getting my hair done over there in Nigeria, when he paid for it, I said, "How much did you pay?" He's talking about some. It's like it'll be like 20,000 naira or something over there, or 1,000 naira over there. That's not. I asked him. I said, "Well, tell me in American money." He's like, "Oh, it was only $33." He'll tell me what it actually costs. And then if you feeling funny about it or whatever, Google it. They're gonna give you the money exchange. Oh, I need $1,000 for this. You need it. It don't even cost $1,000 over here. You gotta use your mind. So don't be screaming flag on the play, because you went for the okie doke. You went for the okie doke. It's okay to say no. If they run off when you tell them no, this is another red flag. If your Nigerian boyfriend asks you for some money and you tell them you ain't got it, and they go to cussing you out and talking mean to you and cold to you, they scamming. They scamming. You understand what I'm saying? If they not trying to help you, if it's one way and you just giving, and they never do nothing for you, they are scamming. They are scamming. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you about these romance scammers. It's so prevalent. And you know what? It's people right now shaking and panicking in their boots because of this partial ban. There's a lot of women over here in America are shaking in their boots because of this partial ban. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know what to do now. But this is a blessing in disguise. Because if y'all really in love, say y'all married and y'all really have a marriage, and what if the president say he gonna put a full ban and it's indefinite? If your husband not saying, "Baby, you probably gonna have to come over here, or at least spend 6 months of the year over here, or we gonna have to, come over, or we gotta figure something out, move to a visa free," then something is up. If he okay, you said good look out for babies and food. God looks out for babies and fools. Yeah, he does. But if he not saying no stuff like that, if he want to continue on with you being over here and him over there, something ain't right. Because what husband would want to be away from their wife like that? I don't care how bad Nigeria is. If they're and I will have if any LDR member that's listening to this, have a conversation with your husband. President Trump done put this ban on here. What's our next move? If he go to talking about like he don't want you coming over there and stuff and all of that, or he still don't want you coming to visit, or you spend 6 months over there, or something ain't right, I'm gonna just leave that on the table. Me and my husband is already strategizing right now. What we gonna do? We're already strategizing because I can't do a whole nother year of us being separated. I don't care what type of ban is, what's going on. Because one thing about it, two things for sure, you got to be serious about this thing. And then if you ain't serious, then we need to be making another decision. We need to be making another type of decision. Because I'm not gonna be in a marriage where I can't see my husband for this and that. And, so y'all that's in these LDR relationships, you better make sure you in an LDR relationship for real, for real. I mean, it ain't supposed to be forever. You ain't supposed to be in no LDR relationship forever. Do you hear what I say? Because I'm not, and that's for sure. Do you hear what I say? Waiting 4, 5, and 5 years and all this stuff. No, who's doing that? I'm not doing that. We're not doing that. And it ain't about you don't love them and you ain't gonna do the time. And it's not like they in prison. They just in another country. So you got to be careful with that. If your significant other, if they living abroad and they are comfortable living abroad and just being in this long, strenuous relationship with you, and you sitting up there constantly sending money, and they just seem to be comfortable with this, and they not talking about coming over here or you coming over there, or I miss you and I need to see you. My husband's like, okay, now babe, please, you need to be coming around, babe, please, I beg. If they not talking that and they just happy with just getting money from you, getting money from you, getting money from you, getting money from you, and they not talking about coexisting together under the same roof, they're not taking the relationship serious, and they are scamming you. They're scamming you. You understand what I'm saying? And it's a lot of broken-hearted women out here, especially, and I'm not trying to be funny. I feel like I want to eat something again. Gosh. Oh Lord. But I gotta keep hold true to my stuff what I'm doing. But anyway, it's a lot of elderly white women that they are lonely. They may be divorcees or their children have just gone to begin their lives, and they are left at home by themselves. And they're reaching, and these men are reaching, and I don't know how these men do it. I don't know how I couldn't do it. They fake all this attraction to these women, and they be proposing to these women in the airport, and they be slobbing them down, and you know what I'm saying? To each his own, but I'm just saying that just let you know how desperate they are to get away from Nigeria. And I love Nigeria. I want to retire there. You know what I'm saying? I wanna retire there because it's so peaceful. You don't hear, you in certain areas there is uprising, there's war, and we know it's not safe right now, but there are certain that, like the different islands, it's like a dream come true. All you hear is nature and it's peace. When I was out in the compound, you just hear peace. You just see vegetation, and it's slow. You lose track of time. You lose track of time because it's so peaceful. And one thing I will say about that lifts a lot of stress is the rent situation over there. You pay rent once a year over there. It's you don't, if you have your own well, like I said, how the pipeline is attached to the Atlantic Ocean, you don't pay for water. No utilities. You pay for your solar panels, you know what I'm saying? And you just have your utilities. So when the government do turn the lights out, you still got lights. It's a way, I mean, but that's just common. That's just how it goes over there. But it is so peaceful. I mean, if my husband, and no lie, God, no, y'all know, no lie. My husband said, okay, come on, I will finish my degree and I will move over there. No lie. And people like, how you gonna do that? The malaria, the buzz, this, that, and all that stuff. Those are in certain areas. You got to be strategic in where you live. But I will most definitely do that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's peace. It is a type of peace that you long for. Do you understand what I'm saying? I long to be over there where it is peaceful. And I told him, I said, I'm gonna stay in a village. He's like, you're not staying in no village. That's where old people stay. You're not staying in no village. I'm like, that was some of the best peace I have. I almost cried. Because living over here in America, it's a grind. You gotta hustle. Right now, I've been off work almost 2 weeks, no pay. You understand what I'm saying? You know, or I can say no pay, reduced check. I gotta figure some stuff out. Rent ain't gonna change. Rent is not gonna come down because I've been off week for almost 2 weeks. My rent ain't gonna change. My boss, my landlord ain't gonna be like, okay, when you only worked certain amount of days, that rent is still gonna be the same. I gotta pay that. I got light bills to pay, groceries, food, all of this stuff coming. You gotta do it with a reduced check. You know what I'm saying? That's stress. Or just the everyday stress of life living here in America. Do we have freedoms? Yeah, we got freedoms. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people from Nigeria, when they come over here, they go back and tell their people, it ain't what y'all think it is. It's not what y'all think it is over there. When you go over to Nigeria, you see people, they walking, they are as a community, it's life. People are, in the market. You see the exchange is vibrant. It's like they have a communal sense about themselves. You know what I'm saying? And over here, all you see is houses. You don't see nobody walking down the street. You don't see people. And that's one of the things I was trying to explain to my husband. When you get over here, you're going to have a severe case of homesickness or PTSD because he's used to being around people all the time. With that's not how we roll over here. Everybody's in their own. He's going to experience loneliness, probably depression, because he's used to being around people and family. That's not going to happen here. You understand? I'm like, oh my God, it was a dream come true. It was a dream come true. And if my finances were set up correctly and we found somewhere safe on one of the islands to stay, I probably would be there now. It's a stress level for me. We're not getting no younger. That's why you see a lot of people, they move down to Florida for retirement because of the weather and because of the peace. It's just a calmness. Y'all hear what I say? And so we go back and forth on this. So we finally came to the conclusion that we probably do something in Lagos long term. You know what I'm saying? After everything is settled. Because it's not getting no better. And it's not gonna get no better for Nigeria because of how they roll and what they do. You know what I'm saying? And because of the scamming. So, and then they persecute Christians now. And then it's political. Trump is getting political capital now because of the strike that he did in Nigeria 2 days ago. And so they probably going to continue to move that vein because it distracts us from the Epstein files. Excuse me. So it is what it is, but then there is some parts of Nigeria that just utter poverty. You know what I'm saying? It's utter poverty, and this is where all of that fosters all of this fraudulent work and romance scamming. These people, it's a whole network. They just arrested, I think, that one of the highest grossing people in the Yahoo organization. He just got arrested. I think he's being extradited to the United States. The FBI has been collaborating with the Nigerian Army and Justice Department, and they can't stand. One thing about the Nigerian government can't stand the Yahoo boys because Yahoo boys is making more than the Nigerian government, and they getting all the money. And you know what I'm saying? They're gonna pull up in Maseratis. You're gonna see them. You know them when you see them. And so they allow the FBI to come in to Nigeria and different parts of Africa and do a thorough investigation on this group. And now they have made a big arrest. I think they arrested like 24 people or something. They arrested some top earners in the Yahoo organization for cyber fraud. You understand what I'm saying? And so they starting to crack down on it because they seeing that it's a big business and these black boys, these young black boys is getting bread and getting money. But the darker thing to the Yahoo boys, allegedly, I'm going to say it's alleged, but the darker things with the Yahoo boys is they make a pact. Did y'all hear me? And I want y'all to listen to me closely. They make a pact with this African deity. It goes deep. That's why you got to be careful who you linking up with. They make a pact with a deity over there. Okay. And it's like they do a money ritual. Okay. This is how sad it is. This is how bad it is over there. Poverty, what they experience. And I'm not saying this is an excuse, but this is what's happening. So they make this money, they do this money blood oath or thing. And I'm probably gonna do a part two to this and specifically talk about the Yahoo Boys and specifically talk about what happens and what you gotta do to become a Yahoo Boy. Um, they make a pact with this man, with this deity. And the deity gives them 5 years of wealth and money and success in their scamming and in their whatever they doing in their endeavors, their illegal endeavors, and gives them money. Money on top of money, on top of money, on top of money, on top of money, and they get their bread. Trust and believe, they get their bread. And then you will see them in their organization. If you look up pictures of them getting busted and all that stuff, it's like cubicles. They got cubicles of computers. One romance scammer is now working with the authorities, and he talks about how one person can have like 30 love interests, and then he forget their name, and so that's why your man may always be calling you babe because he forget your name because they doing it to so many people. And they sit in front of them. They sit right next to each other in each cubicle, and they be on their computer all day long, and they work all the way into the morning, sleep, and do it all over again to get your American dollars. So they do that. So they make this pact with this deity, and then after 5 years, they come all dressed in red. This deity, this person, all dressed in red to collect you. Not no money, but you. You. They come to collect you. They come to collect you for sacrifice. You go in doing a ritual and you leave out, period. You're done. And they do it. And these people do it because of poverty. They do it because of extreme poverty. You go 3 days without eating. Can you go 3 days without eating? No water? Can you go 7 days of malaria with blisters busting out on you, headaches, dizziness? Can you go 7 days without feeding your family? There was a young guy who killed himself because he couldn't feed his family. And he felt like a loser. There was a man, I think I told y'all this before. An older man couldn't take care of his family, jumped in front of a car so he can die. Want to end it all because they in extreme poverty. They ate for days. They keep getting malaria and it messes with their mind. They go mentally ill. That's what they living at. They living in a government that don't care. They don't spray their fields. They don't care nothing about their people. They make them pay for lights and just for them to turn it. They only get lights maybe 2 days out of the week, but they still got a light bill. They don't have no clean water. They're getting sepsis and they're getting jaundice and hepatitis and all this stuff from dirty water because the government won't put in filtration and proper irrigation. Imagine that, living like that. The lifespan, the life expectancy for Nigerian man, I believe, is like in the late 30s and 40s. 30-year-old, 40-year-olds. That I mean, today. Because of the health issues, everybody getting sick and getting the same illness, liver damage because of their diet, because of what is accessible for them. The only staple that they can really truly afford is rice. And it's not indigenous to their culture. A lot of times people want to tell you, oh, no, it's because that's what they can afford to eat. So if you eat rice 3 times a day, you already diabetic. If all you can afford is what you're growing in starches, that's a problem. You understand what I'm saying? It's just like, yeah, they set them up to fail over there. So they reach out to you with your good running water, electricity, self-having, and I love you. And they're gonna do it to the T. I love the ground you walk on. I love you, my soulmate. I can't see myself with you. Know I love you because they want to eat. My husband told me this when he was getting me told together. He said people are being fraudulent because they hungry. He said because they hungry, babe. You got grown men being fraudulent because they hungry. Now, do it make it right? No, it don't make them right. I told because everywhere you go, it's a banana tree and there's some type of fruit tree. Everywhere you go, five steps. You take 5 steps, you run into a fruit tree. I told him, I said, I will be taking every fruit I can. Then you know what he told me? He said they don't do that over here. They know it's not their tree. They don't eat off of other people's trees. I mean, we walk past all type of tomatoes and peppers and stuff just growing. I said, why would they? I said, why would they just eat off the trees? I mean, it's food. They don't do. They don't believe in doing that. I'm like, it couldn't be me, baby. It could not be me. I would be hanging off somebody's branch eating a banana. Do you understand what I'm saying? It couldn't be me. It could not be me. I'm just telling y'all that. You got that side, and you got the other side of Africa where people are just affluent, and they have their own compounds, their own gardens and stuff, and they making it. It's a sad commentary. But this romance scamming, it hasn't gotten out of control. It has gotten out of control. They have found very crafty ways in scamming folks now. You know what I'm saying? You meet a girl and he tell you that's his sister, that's his wife, and they in on the play too. Cause they got like 4, 5 kids. You understand what I'm saying? That they got to feed. And they scamming you. And she probably said, babe, go call your wife. Babe, go call your girlfriend. We need to eat. We need palm oil. Go call her. You understand what I'm saying? A hungry man will do just about anything. You sitting out here and ain't ate in days. You ain't got no clean water to drink. You ready to eat dirt. You ready to eat dirt. You understand what I'm saying? But you can't call flag on the play. You can't say somebody's scamming you if you freely giving it to them. And just forget about trying to get something back. Just count it up as a loss and move on. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because what? Because of what? I mean, ain't nobody putting no gun to your head telling you to give something to these people. Even you just got to use your brain. Just chalk it up as a loss. This elderly Caucasian woman. If y'all watch Catfish, I think they on YouTube too. You watch Catfish. This man got her for $100,000. $100,000. And she had called these people. They did an investigation. They had boots on the ground, baby. They had went to Nigeria, got boots on the ground to try to help this lady. I'm like, you ain't gonna get the money back. Now they may take him to jail for fraud. But the thing is, you think this man what do this man need? First of all, what do these Nigerians need $100,000 for? What do they need $10,000 for? Why do they need all of this money when we can give you $1 and you can buy a whole meal? You understand what I'm saying? But they need 10,000 US dollars. They trying to build them a house. Or let me put you up on game. A lot of times these Nigerians, they come to American women because they can't afford their bride price in Nigeria. So in Nigeria, there's a bride price that you have to pay, a dowry that you have to pay in order to marry somebody in your village. And the chief has to approve the marriage. But once he approves the marriage, it's like a mediator. He's like a mediator. You got to go through the mediator and speak to the family. It's like you don't speak to them directly. You don't speak to the woman that you chose directly when you in the marriage process. You go through a mediator, and they tell you how much the price is, what you gotta buy. When me and my husband was gonna do like big, we had to buy a cow. You have to buy a cow and all this stuff, and all this and gifts and all this stuff, right? It's a dowry that you have to pay. It's a high bride price. And if they can't afford that, if that dude can't afford that bride price, they can't get married. So they may spend a year with you, the American trick, to get that money, to save up on that money to pay that bride price over there. And then you won't hear from like a week. That's when they having the traditional ceremony. And if they can't afford that bride price, or sometimes they can't afford that bride price, they'll come to American women to get married because they know they can't afford a traditional Nigerian woman. It goes deep. While you thinking they loving you, they got a whole family in the village somewhere. You the second wife. And they also believe in plural marriage. Some tribes believe in polygamy and plural marriage. Do you hear what I say? But if they can't, again, if they can't afford that bride price, then they gonna come and find them an American woman. And even then, when they marry you and get their green card and come over here, they constantly sending money home because they still trying to secure that Nigerian woman, that village woman, to pay that bride price. And these women, these Nigerian women, they will let their men come over here because they know that it's a better opportunity to get money. And they will go, and they'll go home for like, maybe twice a year. They'll go home for Christmas because they're spending their holiday with their wives and their families in the village. They going home to the village. And you sitting at home thinking, oh, he just need to go see his family. He with his real family. You to play. Queen, are you convincing yourself? What do you mean, am I convincing myself? Convincing myself on what, Squirt? So it's not me convincing myself or anything. It's me understanding the choice that I made. I'm not delusional about anything. These are all choices. And I say this, and I say this all the time. If the junk go left and he come out and he come out that it can happen to you, it can happen to me. It can happen to it. Anything is possible. I'm not floating on love so tough that I don't know or understand that anything can happen. Anything is possible. Just like on my side, I can be somewhere rolling around in bed with somebody and he won't know it. Ain't nothing 100% surety but God. That's how I roll. I'm not so far. Do I love my husband? Are we in a marriage? We in a marriage. I love my husband. I love my marriage. But at the end of the day, anything is possible. You got people been married for 50 years. There was one case where a lady was married with this man, I think like 15 years or years, and he had a whole second family. And the lady was devastated, but that's the chance that you take. I'm with this dude because I feel good about it, because I'm enjoying how he's loving me. I love him. We decided we want to work together as a team. He has been transparent to me. I've been transparent to him. He could have another family somewhere in the village. I wouldn't know. I mean, I've been there. I done met his family, his fathers, I done met his people, but there still could be some deception there. It could be. I ain't crazy enough to think that it can't. But right now, I'm choosing to trust him. He choosing to trust me, and it is what it is. But I'm not in no fairy tale romance floating on no cloud type of sister, because I was in a whole marriage for 7 years here, and I thought everything was good until I found out it wasn't. And so when you presented with the truth and you find out that it ain't, then you have to decide on what decision and what moves you're going to make next. That's life. That's life in general. That's the way things go in general.
Things may pop up and happen tomorrow that you didn't foresee today. How are you going to respond? If I find out my husband is cheating on me over there in Nigeria, that's just what it is. And so it's up to me what I'm gonna do next. See, I'm not like these women sitting up here on the internet crying. He did this, he did that, he did all of this, honey. Wipe your tears and move on. And what are you gonna do the rest of your life? Because you only get one life. I'm not in no fairy tale about nothing. None of that. I rep my husband, talk about my husband because he's my husband and we in a marriage, and that's what we doing right now. But but anything is possible, just like he don't know what I'm doing. He don't know what I'm doing. He shared with me a couple of relationships he was in where it was on the woman's side. The woman was cheating and he didn't know. See, life is life. Life is life, and it happens, and it happens. You know what I'm saying? I will be boohoo crying and I'll be upset about it and I'll be devastated. But you better leave that next day. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. That's what it is. I mean, what can you do? That's just like any relationship. I've been in relationships where I've been cheated on. And it affected me for years. I was affected by that situation for years. But guess what? It buffered me. It made me be deep. Now I don't want to say, well, maybe I am like desensitized because it made me understand that anything is possible. It don't matter what feeling that man is giving you because he love bombing you. Anything is possible. And I have to set my heart up like that. And that could be a messed up way to think about it, but I have to set my heart up like that because your heart is liable to be broken any day. You can come home and catch your man cheating, and y'all could have been together for 30 years with no problems, and then you come home and find your man cheating. I mean, what you gonna do? It happens. It happens. You know what I'm saying? When we were having that discussion, he told me, he said, I don't know what you're doing over there with your friends. He said, I'm not digging that. He said, I'm not digging for that. I ain't looking for that. He said, I'm trying to be in a relationship with you. It is what it is. But you're taking a gamble. You're taking a chance. And that's what any relationship here, abroad, whatever, you could take a chance. And predominantly over here in America, and it's everywhere, but within our culture, it's like you just understand that there's a baby mama somewhere floating around. That you just understand, and I'm not saying accepting it. I'm just saying primarily it's so prevalent in our culture that men are unfaithful. It's ridiculous. When you find someone that is faithful, it's almost like they're an oddity or something. And it shouldn't be that way, but that's just the way it is. I mean, what people just and men just have a hard, and women too. But for more men, they have a hard time being faithful. And so when you come into a situation knowing that, it's like I trust you until I can't. You know what I'm saying? I'm with my husband. I trust my husband, and for a while he thought I didn't. He was like, "You don't trust me. You don't trust me," because I'm just looking. I was looking. Until I stopped looking, until I felt comfortable enough in the relationship, and he made me feel comfortable enough by providing information, by being consistent, by being transparent, by sharing. You know what I'm saying? I got to a place to where I was comfortable and I can finally let my guard down. You know what I'm saying? But in this world, you got to know anything is possible. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go so far to say, oh, I know for a fact. No, you don't know for a fact that your husband or your wife ain't doing this or doing that. You ain't with them 24 hours a day, especially when you're in a long distance relationship. You don't know what that person is doing on the other side of the world. It's most definitely going to have to be a faith walk, and you most definitely going to have trust because they're on the other side of the planet. You understand what I'm saying? So it's got to be a fake thing, you know. But I trust you until I can't. That's just how I gotta be. I can't be just like, oh, I know for a fact. He don't know for a fact that I'm not entertaining men, even though I'm not, and I'll tell him I'm not. But do he know it for a fact? No. And he's choosing to be in this type of relationship. Am I throwing thousands of dollars over there every month to him? You better believe I'm not. So he's choosing to be in a situation because he wants to be in a situation. Just like we do with anything, we choose to be in a situation because we want to be there. So when the situation don't work out, don't be talking about, oh, he scammed me. Which my husband he ain't gonna say that he scammed me because for what? Do you hear what I say? So you got to be careful, guys. Y'all got to be careful. We all have to be careful. You know, we all have to be careful. You know, romance scamming is so prevalent because they tap into so whatever's broken in you as a woman, and you know there's Nigerian women that's out here scamming men too. They scamming them too because they breaking them back. They have this midlife crisis, and then here you got this young girl that's pandering you, and that's playing into your weakness and telling you this and telling you oh this and that, and she cute, and they making it rain on these young girls and they bringing them over here. You know what I'm saying? But they have a way of tapping into your weakness. You being lonely. You probably got low self-esteem. You ain't the prettiest. Ain't nobody really checking for you. Ain't nobody really trying to commit to you. And here you got this man that's gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? Young. They checking for you. They posting you. They saying you this. They want to marry you. They want to commit to you and all this stuff. And it becomes an endorphin and you get addicted to that behavior. That's why I said in that TikTok story I talked about, this girl got mad because what she was addicted to walked away from her, and then she cried foul. It's that love bombing and that everyday affection, and you this and you that. That's why you got to know who you are before somebody come tell you. You got to know who you are before somebody. You got to know you beautiful before somebody come tell you you beautiful and all of this stuff. You cannot let these people define you because when they walk away and you don't get that drug, that emotional drug, these women go into a deep depression because they miss that everyday love bombing, that everyday doting on and affection that our American men don't do. That's one of the reasons why they go to these Nigerian men. Cause you got these cold hearted and if y'all I'm about to get on these men for a minute. You got these cold hearted American men who don't communicate to their woman. They don't tell them that they love them and appreciate them, even though they may pay the rent, they may take care of you, but they don't articulate it. And we as women, we want to hear that articulation. We want to hear that communication. You don't tell us that you love us and that you want us and that you need us. You don't tell us that we're beautiful. You don't tell us that you miss us or you love us. You don't check in. You make us the last thing on your day. You don't consider us a priority. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, these Nigerians, they running these plays on us. They running these plays and they doing it and they getting bags off of it. These women are literally paying for attention. Thousands of dollars for the attention. These men ain't got nothing to offer these women but attention. And it's working. And they post them publicly. Y'all don't want nobody to know that y'all with somebody. And here you got Ubuntu coming over here posting you on his own profile. Posting you, you know what I'm saying? Baby, post me on your. They want you to do that because they know we get off on that. And they securing the bag. And then you wondering why. That's why. This 70-year-old grandma was sitting up with this young dude on his TikTok, and he holding her talking about, this is my baby. This is my wife. This is my boo. That woman is living She don't care about giving him thousands of dollars because all she know is the world can see that I got somebody. I'm telling y'all what it is. You said I'm against tethers, period. Yeah. Do you hear it? And then you got these men talking about some um why do I gotta show you that I love you because of a post? Because it says it tells the world that you belong to somebody and you off the market. And it tells other women that you ain't available. That's why a lot of women like that. Why you don't want nobody to know that I'm with you? Why everything got to be a secret? It's called a spade. And that was one of the things that my husband brought up when he was checking me. He was like, if I didn't love you, I wouldn't even post you. He's like, you all over my social media, even though I done took him down off my social media. We just protecting ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because of what's going on over there. But Foundation Black Americans, I got you, FBA. I got you, support. And they doing it, honey, and they doing it on a grand scale. And they are getting these women left and right. These grandmothers, they giving over their social security, they giving over their retirement. They are with these men left and right, and it is working. And y'all wondering why these men are over here doing what you not doing. Because y'all think it's taboo to talk about your women, to post your women, not even post it, but just showing her attention. Y'all so cold hearted, and you got so much swag, and you think that you is God's gift to everybody. You won't humble yourself down to dote and love on your women, and then you gonna clown this dude who has tapped into emotionalism, the art of emotionalism, and they are mastering it with your black woman. It's nothing for them to show them that they love them. It ain't nothing for them to break down and tell them, I love you. I can't be without you. I can't live without you. You the one for me, babe. I love you. They telling these women that, and you can't even get this. You can't get your American dude to commit. You can't even get them to admit that they actually love you. They run into these Nigerian men. You can't even get these men to commit to you. Am I on a point though, Score? Y'all wondering why these women, these white women, or whatever kind of women is running to these Nigerian men? Because even if it is under false pretense, they are pretending to commit to these women on a public high scale, on a high level. They doing what y'all refuse to do, and that is claim them. And these women are willing to pay for it. You think that 60-year-old grandmama don't know that this young man, she ain't paying this young man to be with them? They probably not even having sex. But they just laying in the same bed. He's smiling. He covering on her. He rubbing on her. He brings joy to her life. She done went over there to Nigeria to see him. He's loving on her, love bombing her. He's with her. He's showing the world I'm with her. You think she ain't going for that ride? When you can't even get your dude to hold your hand in public? Oh, I wish I would just tell the truth up in here. And then you want to wag your finger and shake your head. Oh my God, he's scamming her. Scam me. It feels good for somebody to say she's mine. I can't even get you to commit that to even articulate that you actually love me. This is a psychology that these Nigerian men is using, and they knocking it out the park. I told y'all it's a book floating around to teach them how to tap into certain areas of African women's lives, the loneliness, the depression, the low self-esteem. You know, it breaks a woman down when they see their man leave them for somebody younger or somebody prettier after after lay down everything. You'd have been there for them. You'd have been consistent. But because you ain't a size 10 no more, or because you this and you that, they go find somebody who they think is better. And it's all about the aesthetic. Jill Scott got a song out, and I think I did some reels to it. Said, I guess I wasn't the aesthetic. I guess I get it. Elementary alphabetic. And then she goes on and says, trying so hard to appear just like us, or something like that. I forgot the other part. But she's talking about a relationship that has failed because how she looked, because she didn't fit the norm. But she was a good down woman. She was a good woman that held you down. You holding your dude down, or you a man, and you trying to hold your female down. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, but you don't look, you don't look like the norm or the sex symbol. And so the dude ended the relationship. And she go and say, I'm not the aesthetic. Because she don't look like them. But that's what we face when I was telling my husband, that's how it is over here. You don't look a certain way, you don't fit the norm. Dudes most definitely ain't checking for you. Well, maybe you plus size. Now you got some men that's into plus size, they don't care about the size. We know that. But a good majority piece of men, they don't even check for a sister that may be dark skinned, overweight. You know what I'm saying? Which you should be trying to be healthy. But I'm just saying overweight. They don't check for you. They're gonna go past you and go get the girl that's got that hourglass figure. They embarrassing you because you plus size, you big, you this, you look. They embarrassing you when you got their heart eternally. They don't care. And because you look a certain way, they'll never rock you publicly. And then you got this dude overseas that's gonna put you on all his platform. Who you think she gonna rock with? Who you think she gonna rock with? It's a book to show them how to do that. It's all a scam. You understand what I'm saying? But and she's scamming too. She's scamming too because she's only with him because of how he makes her feel. She don't mind sitting over a couple of racks over there because he make her feel good. And she's addicted to that good feeling. He could be gone for 10 days and then come back and say, baby, I love you, you're a queen. She'll be right back in that space with him. Because he paying attention to her. You understand what I'm saying? That's the play. That's the whole play with these romance scammers. Y'all gotta be careful. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is live life. That one black lady that's older, that's with that Nigerian dude, he's very popular on TikTok. I think his name is Prince something. Honey, she living her best life. That woman can barely lift her leg up. But she living her best life. And I know for a fact, I'm saying this, hypothetically, but I truly believe she know that this dude is playing her. I'm just saying allegedly. Maybe they are in love, whatever. And then the scammers, they can fall in love with how you treat them because you rescuing their whole family. He may fall in love with you. You rescuing their whole family. You never know how things may turn out, but I'm going to tell y'all, it's out of poverty. It's one end, she loving the attention, and the other end, he loving the money. With me, baby, it is what it is. Either you gonna be with me or you not. And I've given my husband choices on multiple occasions. If this ain't what you want, let me know. That's where I'm at. Because I'm too old to be playing games with anybody and anything. Do you hear what I say? This situation I'm in is by choice. He's here by choice. My husband can go get whatever he want to get anytime he want to get it. This is a by choice situation. You got some men that are with women because they have to be with them from over there. Cause they ain't got nobody else. Everybody, everything around them is poor, broke, poverty. You understand what I'm saying? So the whole Nigerian scammer thing is breeding from poverty. These people are just trying to survive and eat. Just let them scam you a little bit. No, I'm just playing. They trying to survive. They trying to make it. They gonna tell you anything. I said this yesterday. I was joking, but I'm like, every woman, every American woman, y'all need to be in a Nigerian relationship at least once. You ain't gonna believe it. I promise you, it's gonna like you. It's like you gonna be in some type of fairy tale. I'm telling you, because I mean, they got it, baby. They know how to do it. They know how to do it. They is. When I tell you, they is beating down. They is putting these American men under the bus. Do you hear me? They shutting them down. They need to be teaching these American men how to love their women. I promise you, if this situation don't work out with my husband and we don't make it, I'm fine to be a Nigerian. I'm gonna find somebody. You got to be coming. You got to be from somebody island. You said don't do it. I'm just joking, Score. I'm just joking. Do you understand? They done showed them how to do it. They showing y'all how the game is done. Let me tell you something. These Nigerian men ain't bought you not one Birkin bag. Ain't paid for not one rent, nothing. And in some kind of way they done made it so you done sent over your whole taxes over there. It goes to show you how valuable attention is important to African American women or women in general. It goes to show you how you ain't really gotta do a whole lot for your shorty. You ain't gotta spend all that money you think you gotta spend to buy her gifts to convince her. All you got to do is share your location and pick up the phone when she call and love on her and love her. She'll do anything for you. But y'all so stupid, y'all got the game mixed up. Y'all think y'all gotta do all this and do that and do this. All you gotta do is be consistent with your girl and she gonna be faithful and loyal to you. Loyal to you. But y'all messed that up because y'all get greedy. You don't want one good girl, you want five of them. And you want to throw a little thought in there, sprinkle a little thought in there on there too. You get greedy. You selfish. You want it all. You think you God done sent you a good woman and that ain't good enough for you. Oh, she ain't got a big enough butt. Let me go find somebody else with a big enough butt. Or her breast ain't big enough for me. Let me go find somebody with a big enough breast. Or she too big. Let me find. I'm gonna keep her because she a good one. But I'm gonna get me somebody else a little bit smaller to my attraction and my taste. Just be honest and let her go. Quit stringing her along. You selfish. You don't care that God done sent you somebody amazing. You don't care nothing about that. All you care about is sexual gratification and what you want and all that stuff. But you ain't checking off all the list for her, but she still love the ground that you walk on and still be faithful and she keep that thing right there with you. But that don't mean nothing to you. You still ain't gonna claim her, you still ain't gonna love her. You understand what I'm saying? And you try to hold her up at a standard that she couldn't even possibly reach because it's in your head and not hers. Y'all don't. So, but then here come Ibutu, and she good enough for him. She overly qualified for him. And when I tell you he running that game, he is running that game. God send you one of his best, and you take a poop on it. You throw it away over what Jill Scott say, the aesthetics. As if we got 4 or 5 lives to live. Some people think you ain't gonna never get old. These women later in life, these older women that's with these dudes, they know their life is over. I can say they know it's over. But I'm just saying, um, they know, you know what I'm saying, what it is. They know what it is. And they're not willing to live their life alone. Even if it is like over the phone or they just got a long distance relationship or whatever, they know what it is, but they just don't want to be alone. And these Nigerian men, they give them the companionship and the attention that they want. They ain't even trying to have sex with them because they know they passed that stage in their life because they got so old. You know what I'm saying? They just want companionship. They just want good conversation. And these Nigerian men, they sitting up in their cubicles and they talking to these women all day, every day. They FaceTiming them. They doing little all type of little stuff. Oh, you know what I'm saying? They doing that with them. And these women think that these men love them. Some of them do, some of them they know what it is. You know what I'm saying? You think these people is trying to you think these older women like in their 60s and 70s, you think these people is trying to build a life with these men and start over and build a life? They absolutely are not. They are paying for companionship, something that these black African American men or whatever white men, they are not willing to do with these women over here in the States. They're not willing to do that because they looking at you like you past your prime. I'm moving on. I can't do nothing with you anyway. And y'all passing them up, and these Nigerian men is coming in and taking their social security. Because what's a couple of hours? They already just sitting there in the village. They're just sitting there in the bush. They might as well talk to you. You paying for the data. You paying for the minutes. They might as well talk to you and make some money. And they sitting up there talking to your grandma, getting all her money, and then you trying to figure out why Christmas is over for you. Because it's Christmas over there in Nigeria for them. Y'all trying to figure out what the allure is and why these women keep dating these Nigerian men? Because these men are paying them attention. And they loving them the way you supposed to love. But they using it as a false pretense. They pretending to do this, but that's how you do it. You love your woman. You love this woman. You know you can't live without this woman. Tell her, show her, be there for her. Quit playing with her. Stop pretending with her. Stop being selfish. You done used up this woman's life, half her life of playing games with her. No. And then you wonder why. Some people are willing to live a fantasy so that they won't live real life hurt. These people, these older people, I'm talking about these people that's in diapers. They know that they ain't finna have no kids with this man. This man is young. They know that they got one foot in the nursing home and one foot with this dude. They try to ride it out, baby, and be happy. They know you ain't coming and putting nothing on it. They know. It's not so my thing is when it's over, just go find you another one. No, this place. No, when it's over, you can't be out here screaming, talking about they got you, they scammed you. You knew you was being scammed. Let's keep it a buck. Yeah, you knew you was being scammed. You know. You can't possibly think that this young man is rocket checking for you and you sitting over here in the pens. Oh, let's just keep it a buck. This man literally sat next to this woman. The older woman flew over to Lagos. They sitting in the taxi drive with no, he's sitting next to her. He turns over and put his tongue in her ear. Mind you, this woman got to be hitting 70. And somebody was like, he is a champion. You a whole champion out here. They doing it because they want to get out of poverty. This guy, he ended up moving in over here on the state. He married this older woman who was older, like older, and he moved over here to the States. She ended up passing away. and she left she left him the house and everything. And of course he was Caucasian, and the family got mad and was trying to sue him to get the stuff. And he was like, uh, he loved her. He said, she knew the arrangement that they was in, but all that she wanted was for him to take care of her in her old age. And he did that for her. He took care of her. He was a companion to her. And she left him the house and stuff. And the family was like mad and stuff. But what you gonna do? He played his part. He did exactly what she requested. And she probably took care of him the whole time. And so that's his house. I mean, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? That is just what it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know what else to tell these women other than don't get in the relationship. You know it's already a high risk of being with this Nigerian man. You know it's already a high risk that it's a high percentage that it's a scam. You know what I'm saying? You already know what it is. My husband tell me all the time. He got friends that's in the game right now. These men are getting Mercedes Benz. They getting houses built from the ground up, 2 and 3 houses. These women are dropping bottles and bags on these men because they paying them attention. And here you got these men over in America. They won't even pick up the phone for you at a certain time. They won't do nothing for you other than bend you over. And you know what I'm saying? They just emotionally not there for you. They not willing to make that commitment to you. These Nigerian men, they are willing to make the commitment because they got poverty that's pushing them to do it. They got poverty, they got some of them got children, and they got some of them got wives that they looking at that hungry need to be. And here this woman got money and she willing to pay for it. She willing to pay for me just to call her every day and say I love you, or to post her on a fake Facebook page. You know what I'm saying? Or a fake TikTok that don't know about that none of his family even know about. You understand what I'm saying? They willing to do it. They're paying for it. They're paying for the attention that you refuse to give. These Nigerians are doing it willingly and they're getting paid for it. So don't get mad. Just keep them in prayer. Pray that they don't only go broke. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. But both parties is getting exactly what they want. So for the girl in that story today to be talking about she got scammed, no, ma'am, you did not. You were paying for that emotional thing that man was providing. And when he cut it off and decided that you was good, or he cashed out and decided he wants you no more and left you, you got mad. You got mad. Don't never get so in depth and entangled in something that you can't walk away from it if you have to. You doggone there about to jump off a bridge. No, it ain't even that type of party. You hear what I say? And because you making all these sacrifices for this dude, and that can be from a dude abroad or over here, even in America, that you making all these sacrifices and buying this, and like I said yesterday, you're paying for his child support payments and all that stuff. That does not secure anything with that dude because it's hard for an American man to commit. It's very hard for them. They got to be shown up in love with you and know for and they just it's out of their system. You know what I'm saying? To settle down with you, to commit, it's got to be something. It's got to be something about you. When a man decided he want to marry you, you got some scumbags that will marry you because they homeless. They just need somewhere to stay. But then you got some men that they choose you and want to marry you. You have made an impression. You have affected them some kind of way, and they just can't live without you. But it take a long time for them to get there with Nigerian men and any Nigerian man, whether they running the scam or whether they love you for real. It don't take long for them to decide that they want to marry you. When we early on, extremely early on, when I started dating my husband, He started saying he loved me, and I was like, wait a minute, we didn't even know. I said, I know. I kept saying, I know that you do, cause honey, trust and believe, I know how to run my play too. I had to know for a fact that I love this dude before I even told him that I love him. You know what I'm saying? I knew for a fact that I love him, but he knew early on that he loved me, and I couldn't believe it. And we dated for a year. You know what I'm saying? But he knew early on that he wanted to get married, and he started working towards that. He started planning towards that. You know what I'm saying? Because he knew that's what he wanted to do. Now, a lot of romantic scams, they don't talk marriage, but they talk you to love my life, this and that. I love you, I love you, I love you. But they're not gonna necessarily break down and marry you. But then you got some professional scammers, they will do the long run play, the long play. They will marry you just to get over here. And I'm just keeping it a buck. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot of motives why these Nigerian men do what they do. You know what I'm saying? But primarily, a lot of it is poverty. You know what I'm saying? They need money. They need to eat. And American dollars go way farther over there than they do here. You can get like four. I'm telling you, it's like you can get them $5, and it's like you done gave them $500. And if anybody telling you different, then they show enough scamming you. Ain't nobody ate up $200 worth of food in no 1 week. Not in Nigeria. $200 worth of food, that's like almost 2 months worth of food. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it a buck. And I know that for sure. You understand? I stayed a week in Nigeria, and I'm thinking like maybe including fees, travel fees, food, the necessity that we need. My husband, I think he spent, I'm trying to think. It wasn't over 2,000. I know that for sure. It's very cheap to live over there. So if you with somebody and they tell you they need $400, 400 or $500 don't go far, they're lying. And you over there sending it to them every week, you crazy. You making a millionaire over there. This I know for a fact. They're banking on you not doing your research. You Nigerian men, they're banking on you not doing your research. They're banking on you to be a dumb American. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times they think that you just entitled and dumb and stupid and don't know the cost of things over there or don't know the customs or don't know the traditions. You better do your homework. And don't show them your hand. Don't let them know that you know. Because you want to see just how far they're willing to go with the stupidity. I'm telling you what I know. I had one friend. She said she was dating a Nigerian, and they was telling her. He was telling her, you got children over here. You are mama. You are mama." So they'll play they'll play on you. You know that maternal instinct. Oh, you got children over here. You know, are you their mother? They saying that to make you feel important in their life. Oh, you important in their life, like you building a family, honey. He got a whole mother over there. And they got it's a play. You did. And I'm gonna probably do a part two to this because I want to explore the Yahoo Boys. And share with y'all just how deep that organization is. It's thousands of them all over the world. Do you hear me? It's a network, and they are getting paid. They have a legitimate front to their organization. No, no, no. That's the Black Cross. Is it Black Cross? Is it Black Cross? I forgot the name. I think it's called Black Cross Gang. They got it's like three prevalent gangs over there that are in criminal. Now, the Black Cross Gang, they all over Europe, all over America. They got a legitimate front organization that helps the community, and then they got the actual gang, and they all over the world. So now it's an African group, and the Yahoo Boys is they primarily deal with romance scamming and stuff like that, and online scam, but they also are worldwide too. These Nigerian boys, it ain't just no one lonely person in the village. Sometimes they be in a whole networking criminal organization, and they got somebody over them that they pay money. It's set up just like the mob. They pay up to, and they in these little rooms with a bunch of computers, and they sitting up there talking to you, and you think they somewhere in the village, just waiting to get to be with you. No, they rent houses. When you come and you think they come, you think you going somewhere, and it's actually some little place where they don't rent it, like a trap house. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, baby. Elaborate, elaborate. So don't. So these women, it ain't like they just walking in blind. You not stupid. You ain't crazy. If you smart enough to order a plane ticket, you smart enough to know that this dude just with you for your money, especially if you giving out tons and tons of money all of the time. And now I'm gonna come at y'all, and I'm gonna end it at this. I'm gonna come at y'all at one also another aspect. Sometimes you do meet a legitimate man dude that that's looking to be in a relationship, and they probably can't afford the bride price. And so they do look abroad, and they fit y'all, and he just looking for a relationship because he in a situation where he don't want to be alone, but he know he'll never be able to afford a bride price. So he with you, okay? He trying it with you. That don't mean that this man not gonna need stuff. So you gotta make a decision if this is what you want to do. A Nigerian relationship is not for the weak at heart. And it's not that they not no man or they being bad to you or scamming you. It's the fact that they living in a third world country, and if they are not of royal descent, or if they not linked to a politician or family member, these people are literally suffering. I know what I'm talking about. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you have to make a decision. Now, if you just want to be kind, out of the good in your heart, then you give it something to them. I don't see nothing wrong with that because you helping them. But when when it comes to a situation where they're not helping themselves, then that's a problem. Or if they never, or if they say, they always asking and they never say, baby, don't worry about it. Take care of what you got to take care of. I'll see it. They don't never go get their own money. Then yeah, they scamming you. But it's that to be in a relationship with somebody in Nigeria, there is gonna come a time when you are gonna help. That's just the bottom line. You dealing with an individual who are living somewhere with no running water, no clean water, no food, no jobs. The unemployment rate is high. You got young people that have been to university, got master's degrees, and don't have nowhere to work because there are no jobs because they family members are not politicians. They live in rural areas that are underdeveloped. There is no commercialism nowhere around them. No structures where they can go and work. No fast food trains where they can go work. They are literally living in the jungle in a cement hut. This is how the majority of Nigerians live. And then you got the other side they do got the mansions and they do got the marble floors. They are living nice. You know what I'm saying? But these people are of royal lineage. These people have family wealth. These people have they you know what I'm saying? They are in government. It's classism over there, and tribes and tribalism over there. They still living under a regality over there. So if you dealing with a dude and they say they live in the village, you just assume this is how these people are living, and it's the truth, it's the reality. So if you done fell in love with this dude and you willing to do the hard work, I say kudos to you. And ain't nothing wrong with it because again, I go back to it's a choice that you make. But you better believe these are the circumstances. Now, if you willing to do the hard work and you willing to ride with them and you willing to be committed to them, then do your thing. And y'all in love, I do nothing but celebrate y'all. Because everybody deserves to be loved. You understand what I'm saying? But it's a hardship there that you're gonna have to deal with. And then you have to make a decision how far, how much are you willing to go to be with this individual? And then over here, we may say, well, why even be with an individual if they living like that? If you go find 10 Nigerian, I guarantee you they all living the same way. So it's up to you if that's what you want to do. And it's not you can just be with an American man who got a job, who got that stuff, who got that, but they may not love but the percentage is high when thinking that they're going to be faithful to you and love you the way that you need to be loved. That's just my opinion. You got some people over here. You got some African American men that they 100. They love their wives. They are out there, but they are far and in between. I'm just keeping it above. They're not gonna make you compete with some other woman. And if he do got a village wife, you would never know about it. It don't make it right, but I'm just saying you would never know about it. That's the truth. All this glamorous stuff, and you see these couples on TikTok, these long distance relationships, and they all live in the glamour. Like that's because that woman done paid for that. She done did that. They ain't telling you the truth. But the thing is, they paying for the attention that this man who live in the village, they paying for the attention that this man is giving them. And they willing to do whatever it takes to keep it there. I'm telling you what I know and what I've seen and what I have heard. Do you hear me? But in your spare time, if you want to um find a story that I'm talking about, I forgot the man's name. I so forgot the man's name, but he's on TikTok. If you just type in romance scam, his picture is gonna come up. He's always sitting in some type of leather chair. Um, he's like a little short, brown skinned Nigerian man. He gonna come up if you put in romance scam. He's gonna come up. Trust me. He's in the hot chair now because some women that came out. Well, this lady he was dating came out and said that she's a whole scam. But he explained the story and I believe him. He just basically said he knew he wasn't going no further with her. He knew that he wasn't leaving Nigeria, and he knew that he didn't want to move further with her. He just didn't want to be with her no more, and he walked away. And now she's crying foul because she gave all this stuff to him, done leveled up his life to see how he was living. And it's the thing, you can't say, "Oh, he took advantage of her because of his life and how he was living." They all are living like that. It ain't like he living less than some other Nigerian man. They all are living like that. Again, unless they have family wealth, unless they are attached to government, they all are living like that. Because that's just the predicament of Nigerian people. The government do not care. Whether you in a mansion or you in a hut somewhere, at a certain time of the day, all of the lights go out. I think if you go Google Nigerian airport, and they just updated that. They just poured big time money in that airport to update it. It's been updated since I've been there. A family of three was walking with their little girl, just walking through one of the terminals, and the lights went out. The lights go out everywhere. The government they control the lights over there everywhere. Whether you living in a mansion or in a hut, they turn the lights out. Sometimes the lights be out for days. The hotel where I stayed at was a presidential 5-star hotel. It's a hotel that celebrities go to. The lights went out, but they are required to have a generator there so that the lights can come back on. And I think the lights went out like maybe 2 or 3 times while I was over there. But you know that generator just kicked right back in and the lights just came back on. That's just how they are. They oppress their people, but they make their people pay light bills every month. But they control the electricity. I'm like, it's just like they play mind games with their people. I would be, I can see how some people go mentally insane over there. You gotta take you have they got like in our hotel they had like a water, what do you call that, water heater or something. They warm the water up. I forget what you call it. It was mounted up in there. Once you use that water up, and this was a 5-star hotel, that's it. You just getting cold water until the next day or whatever. And it had jacuzzi in there and a shower. It was nice. That's how they oppress their people. You gotta buy a hot water tank. Oh, you gotta heat you gotta buy it. It don't come like you move in your apartment, you got your hot water. No, you gotta buy a hot water tank to heat your water up unless you just gonna have a shower that it don't work. You got to shower there. All this stuff, but it don't work. So a lot of times they if you go and Google Nigerian hotels, sometimes and you go look at their bathrooms, you will see a toilet, you will see a shower, or you will see a sink and a shower. But right underneath the shower, you will see a bucket with a clean towel and stuff there. You will see a bucket. And you're like, why are you seeing these buckets? Because I was looking for hotels, I would see them. I'm like, why is there always a bucket in the bathroom? You fill that bucket up with water and you wash up over there in the shower area and the water go down the drain. It ain't no water coming from the shower head. That's the norm. That's how it's set up over there. So I was looking for a more modern Americanized hotel. You know what I'm saying? But most of them houses and apartments they move in, they come with a bucket. They got to go bail their water or go to the sink and fill up water, and that's how you wash your body. That's how these people are living. No matter what the class is, they are in a third world, underdeveloped country, which is ridiculous because they literally are living on top of gold and diamonds and oil. Right there on Google, you Google Nigerian hotels and look at their bathrooms. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna see a bathroom. If it ain't a 5-star hotel, you're gonna see one with a bucket in there. Unreal. It's unreal. Most of the bathrooms in these underdeveloped apartments is outside. The toilet is literally on the ground with a pipe coming through it. You pee, it go down the pipe. You sit on the ground and pee, it come down the pipe. Or you pee in a bucket, it come down the pipe. It ain't no toilet to sit on. But it's not nothing like to gawk at and be bad or be embarrassed by. This is the norm for everybody over there, but they don't tell you that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you wanna get in these relationships. That's just you just gotta understand what it is, and then don't judge your dude for it. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that. Go ahead and love him like you say you do. But then when it's over, honey, don't embarrass him and try to drag him and complain about him. It's like you knew what you was getting into when you got into it. Like just keep it a spade. You going to Africa. So a lot of this accountability is gonna have to be on the woman too, as well. Once that woman went over there and seen that she had to, she said she had to remodel this man's house. Once you saw you had to do that, then you knew what you was dealing with, but yet you stayed with them and continue on in the relationship. Now he decided I don't want to be even, and I let you know he wasn't. That's why I kind of believe his story because it let you know he wasn't really trying to scam you. Cause look, he know he got somebody with some money. Cause look what you did, and he still decided to move on and leave you. So I don't think that it wasn't no. I don't think he scammed you, honey. He just decided he didn't want to be with you. You understand? It's a choice. I go back to that word choice. Like my husband and I, we've both said this to each other. Hey, if you don't want to be in a situation, let me know. It's a choice. We're choosing to be together. All right. Well, I don't need y'all to get over y'all stuff. I'm gonna do a part two, but it's gonna be specifically talking about the Yahoo Boys and all these well organized organizations that they got running out of Africa and how they are affecting globally people. I mean, it's they doing a lot, and that's why Nigeria is getting a lot of attention because of how massive they're finding out this networking is with these individuals. They're finding out that it's bigger, that these people ain't running around in the bush no more, that they actually got laptops and running whole plays. And so now they trying to shut it down. You know what I'm saying? Because it's too much money going their way. So, it is what it is. I'm gonna do a part two. I'll probably come back out here maybe tomorrow or so, or not tomorrow. Maybe I don't know, sometime this week to explore a little bit more on the intricacies on scamming and what they're doing. And y'all want y'all to enjoy the rest of y'all day. Y'all know, do something nice for somebody because it comes back to you. I want you all to be happy, be great. I'm about to go clean up. And I was gonna get on my bike and start. I was supposed to be going back to working out. Y'all keep me in much prayer on that. Keep me because I feel like I'm hungry again. I shouldn't be. So I've been doing fasting, but I broke my fast early this morning because I was hungry. Um, so since I ate this morning, I probably won't. I'll be trying to fast and don't eat till the next day. But I don't know if I'm gonna make it today because I'm hungry. I want something sweet and cold, like a pop or something. I don't know. I'm gonna try to go get me some cold water and just be happy with that. All right, this your queen Clayton Lee saying be great. Bye bye.